Hey man, we here live and direct, episode 33, the COD podcast with your hosts Ryan and Paul.
Hey, Paul and Ryan, it's the COD. You feel
Yes,
me?
sir.
Episode 33. We got a special guest on today.
Very special guest. We got J.Arr, rapper out of North Carolina. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
All
cool,
right.
cool,
All right.
man. So I hit you up on Instagram and I let you know that my homie, shout out Preem, he had put me on to your latest tape, Hoop Dreams. So I've been running that back the past few days, man. Very dope project, bro. So I definitely had to reach out. Um,
Appreciate it, man.
but for the people who don't know who JR is, man, just give them a quick rundown of your background and your whole bio, man.
As you said, I'm J.Arrr. I'm from North Carolina, small town called Wilson. Um, Started rapping maybe 2011, 2012. I wasn't really taking it serious. Met Ransom like 2016, 17. And, he saw something in me. And I knew I could, rap and shit, but I wasn't like I said, I wasn't taking it serious. But talked to him a lot. He always been one of my favorite rappers, so he kind of influenced me to give it a go and whatnot. So
Yeah,
now
and
we here.
how'd you run into Ransom? Because on track 3, the title track, Hoop Dreams, you kind of mentioned when you was playing ball out in France, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you mentioned
Yeah.
when you was playing ball that he reached out to get you to feature on his track, Broken Promises. Like how did all that come together?
Um, I think I was following him on IG. I used to make little basketball clips, and I would use his music, so I would tag him in the joint, and he followed me back. So then one day I had posted a clip from one of my songs or whatever. He hit me up like yo, you dope. Like if I send you something, would you be willing to get on it? I'm like, hell yeah, yeah. So you know,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it was up from there.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Because sometimes, I mean, even me reaching out to you, I thought it was a long shot. I was like, I don't know if you're gonna respond or whatnot. So
Nah,
that's really cool that he reached back out and actually wanted to work. But as far as basketball, that same track, you kind of mentioned that you playing at a Christian college in Wisconsin, right?
I was. It was I played for like 1 year or one season. Got kicked out of school right after the season was over
Yeah.
and whatnot. But yeah, it was all right. It was cool.
So you did well over there to get a professional career overseas.
That's it. Actually had nothing to do with it. I met somebody random. I met a random guy, my boy Corjay, who's not random anymore. But I met him at a game. It was just like a little game for fun, and he was like, "Yo, what you playing?" And I was like, "Nowhere." He's like, "You trying to go to France?" He was working a camp over there, and I was like, I done heard people say stuff like that before, so I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever." Gave him my number, and I get a text from like a weird number that night. I'm like, "Yo, like." Joint said France. So, did a little interview with the guy. He flew me over there. We worked the camp for like 8 weeks. Um, and I think the first week, the team we played against after at the end of the week, they wanted me. So when I finished the camp, I went back to that team. So that's how that happened.
Okay. How was the
Yeah.
experience? Because I know a few people who I went to school with. They ended up playing overseas and whatnot, and they have their stories range, man, from great to they want to come back real quick. So how was your experience overseas?
It was a mixture. It was amazing, to be able to chase that dream. I just had a few, things happen that were unfortunate, that cut it short. But overall, I enjoyed the experience, man. Just being in a new country and seeing how the culture was over there and how they treated our culture and catered to they catered to us, being from where we're from or whatever. So it was pretty amazing.
That's
And
cool.
what's crazy is that experience right there, organically happened and gave you perspective, right? Do you think
Yeah.
that experience reflects in your music? You think that gave you a little edge, or like seeing how the world treats us, especially as black people?
Yeah, yeah. I actually wrote a few songs while I was over there. But I was like I said, I wasn't really focused on the music at the time. But I wrote a few songs while I was over there that were influenced by my surroundings. So yeah, definitely.
When did you start taking music seriously? Was it when Ransom hit you up, or was it kind of a little bit before then?
It's a little bit after.
Okay.
Because when he hit me, I did the feature. But it's still kind of surreal because like this is my favorite rapper. He had been my favorite rapper since like high school. So uh, to be able to work with him was just it was just like marking something off the bucket list. And I did it, but then he hit me with another one, and then another one. Like yo, all right, so he definitely he rocked with me. So like I said, man, I thought more people would as well, and I got more comfortable putting my stuff out there.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was a little after that. After I
Okay.
got on.
So let's fast forward to Hoop Dreams, man, because this is a tape that I feel like is putting a lot of people on to who J.Arrr is. How did
Powerful,
how did
solid
all of
tape.
that come together, man? How did I mean we know how you got in touch with Ransom, but how did you get to the point where Nicholas Craven is producing the project? Che Noir has got a feature on there. You got Parks playing you on the podcast, on the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect it, but as far as the Hoop Dreams tape, um, I had like a few EPs that I dropped before that I had been working on or whatever, and me and Ransom had talked. He was like, you know, do a tape that will let people know who I was, um, kind of give people a backstory, which was the Hoop Dreams track. Um, so and he pretty much put everything together as far as the Craven production, um, the feature from Shay. He pretty much put all that together.
Okay. Because I did want to ask, I know a lot of Ransom projects are mad cinematic. He's got movie samples and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
there's definitely a few samples on here. Were those your ideas? Did you pick those samples, or was that Craven? Or
Yeah, those movie clips, all they were all mine.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now me and Paul, we're from Chicago, so seeing Benji, we connected immediately. What
Yeah.
what was the idea behind highlighting him, the player from Simeon? If any of our listeners don't know, but what was the idea
Yeah.
behind putting Benji on the cover?
Just his story, man. It's relatable. Even he passed or whatever, but it's like a lot of people have that potential, and the dream dies in other ways. And so it was when Rand hit me with he sent me the cover. Like we had the idea, but I didn't know how it was gonna come out. So when he sent me the cover, I'm like yo, that we made a few adjustments, and that joint it was perfect.
Yeah, and that I already kind of spoke about this track 3, Hoop Dreams and whatnot. Now on there, you really dive into your story, so we get to know your background. And you mentioned breaking your ankle, man. How was that? Was basketball something you were focusing on, and then that kind of like stopped everything, or how did all that play out?
Yeah, that basketball was it for me.
Yeah.
That's what I thought anyway. But yeah, that happened. It set me down. It slowed me down a lot, and I was able to focus more on music. That's probably when I got really really serious about it.
Hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, it was terrible, man. I went through hell for maybe a year or so after, just trying to get myself back, get my mental back, and mental and physical. But once I was back physically, I still like, and even now in the back of my mind, it's like every time I'm playing, I'll be thinking about it. So
So are
I
you
still
are you
haven't
uh
fully got over that.
are you still hooping?
I do, but not. I'm not trying to play professionally or anything. Just stay in shape.
Okay, okay. So
Hey, just real quick,
yeah, go on.
I love, hearing your story and then just hearing the things that you said right now. Like they always say, adversity breeds success. So when you know, coming from your injury and all of the things that you faced in your life, man, do you feel like that motivated you, that helped you develop some sense of just kind of like, you know, grit and just to stay consistent and move forward? Because I love hearing stories like that.
Absolutely, man. Because I pretty much went through that whole thing by myself. So it was like I was in a dark place and I pulled myself out of it on my own. You know, so I didn't really want anybody. I didn't let anybody. I didn't even tell my parents or my close friends how I truly felt during the time until recently. I just talked to my dad about it recently. So
So
yeah,
when you broke your ankle, that was it in France. Did you like come home right after, or did you just have to ride out the season?
I did. I came home. Um, on top of it was some underhand stuff going on over there too. With
Okay.
they kind of it's kind of dirty. So I was probably gonna end up coming home anyway, but that happened is just like kind of sped the process up.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
And I guess, from that same track, just going down the timeline, was that ransom feature that you did, was that before or after you broke your ankle?
that was before.
Okay, okay.
Um,
So you already
I had
had it.
already
Yeah.
yeah, but I think he put it out the next year in 2017 when he dropped Greatest Rapper Alive. So yeah,
Now,
but I
how
had
was
already
that,
done
man?
it.
Did you start to get any attention off that feature? Did you have more people kind of like noticing you for your rapping?
Yeah, I did. I did. It wasn't like it is now, but I had
Yeah.
a lot of people, reach out to me, and I guess people reaching out to him asking who I was. He was tagging me in and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's kind of wild. I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it, but yeah,
So how is it now, man? Because obviously, I mentioned Parks played you on the podcast, and like my homie, like like I mentioned, he was like, you gotta listen to this tape, like you gotta listen to this. Like they're big fans of Nicholas Craven, so
okay,
to I guess that was just a normal like step up. They were like, I was like, who is this guy? And they were like, yo, he's new. Like, oh, I'm like, okay. And the next day, I'm hearing Parks play you on the podcast, so from then till now, it's got to be just 10 times greater, the attention.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Some I'm still getting used to, because I normally just stay to myself, so I've been trying to interact with people and have a social media presence, but normally I'm tweeting just random stuff. Like I try to be mindful of that now. Um, but yeah, aside from that, just getting a lot of messages and beat submissions and stuff like that. It's something new to
Hey,
me.
hey,
Yeah.
that's a
So,
part of that's a part of the journey though, man. You got your own
Yeah,
flavor, you got your own lane, you do your own thing, and now you're getting attention. It's like, okay, like they really listening. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They really listen. They really paying attention.
and
yeah,
I like how Paul said you got your own lane, because I know on the tape you kind of mentioned like I sound like me. Like I don't sound like
yeah,
anybody else. But you
Yeah,
are going toe to toe with Ransom. He featured on track 4, and you are holding your own. So I don't think any of y'all really out rapped each other. Y'all on kind of like a similar level. So like, was that always kind of like something that you wanted to do in your music, like have a focus on the lyrics and whatnot? Because today it's still trap heavy. Like I don't want to say
yeah.
mumble, but it's a lot of style over substance nowadays. What made you want to stick to your guns?
Um, I don't know. I've always been a fan of lyricism. So yeah, when I create, it's like that's what inspires me too. Like listening to different artists who are like gifted at doing that. So and I listen to everything. Like I listen to all that,
Yeah,
trap, mumble, whatever. But when I get ready to create myself, I don't. That's not how it comes out. So I mean, the way it comes out is when it comes out. I don't get inspired to write by listening to that type stuff. But if I'm
hmm
listening to Ransom or somebody like Lupe or you know Daylight, anybody like that, it's like it's an inspiration instantly. So
Yeah, some
that's
top
how
tier.
I focus
Hey,
on.
hold on. He mentioned my boy Lupe, man, and I gotta say that I had somebody in our Discord call him a pop rapper, and I ain't appreciate it. But we gonna get off of that though.
Nah,
And we gonna
pop
get off of
rapper.
that though. And somebody said that, bro. But look, I want to know in your own words, how would you describe your style? Like, if you can classify your style, if you can, you know what I mean? Like, if you can really break down, like, when you go into your creative zone, like, what's your style of rap?
Um, I don't know, man. I wouldn't like when I'm creating. It's normally like I got a lot of notes. Yeah, I keep track of everything, around me, stuff that happened, like current events, stuff like that. And I just try to think of, clever ways to put it in lyric form. So if something happens like that when a raw wave fell on, they crushed the stage or whatever, they broke the stage. I had
Yeah.
a line in a track where I was like bobbing the raw wave, I'm about to crush the stage, like what I'm saying, like stuff like that. I don't know, I just put it down in the notes. I go when I get ready to write, it's easy. And
Right.
I can just put stuff in place. So I
So you
don't
just
know
go with
how
how
else
you
I would
feeling.
classify it though. Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
Hey, that's the process, man. That's organic.
yeah.
speaking on anybody who or speaking on how you get, inspired to write and whatnot. Obviously, you don't want to model yourself after anybody sonically. But who are you kind of modeling your career after as far as the moves you're making, if anybody?
Career wise, I guess I don't really care for the attention and stuff. So maybe like somebody like Blue from
Okay.
Cali or whatever, because he don't care. I didn't heard him put out stuff that wasn't even mixed. Like he just loves the music, so he makes, he creates. That's how I am. I
Mhm.
love music, like so I create.
Yeah, and something similar to Blue, he worked, he has a lot of tapes with just a single producer. So
Yeah, he versatile.
were you and Nick in the studio together, or was he, sending you beats, you guys working over email?
I was over email. He just
Okay,
sent a couple packs, and I went through
cool.
them and picked out what I wanted to use.
Hmm. And you said Ransom had, hooked you up with both Craven and Che Noir. Shay, Trust Gang First Lady up there, one of the best female rappers right now. Had
She's a
she
beast.
reached out? Had she reached out to you and given you any type of advice after the tape drop?
No advice, but we, connected or whatever on social media. Cause I hadn't really spoke to her prior.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Are you
she's a beast though.
Yeah.
do you prefer to be by yourself when you write your music, or do you prefer the studio scene? Because a lot of artists, they love the studio scene, right? They want to be in there with
Yeah,
models. They
yeah.
want to be in there with people. What's your style, man?
I'd rather be, by myself. It's I don't know, it's easier for me to create, and I work pretty fast, so like I like minimal distractions or whatever. Like my studio is right here behind me. Like all my
Nice.
stuff is right here. So
Yeah.
that's right in the house. Like my weight room, all that, everything is right here in the same area. So I can just I can be doing whatever, and I can think of something. I'm like, I might record it. I just come to the computer and record it. So I
Do
like
you? I was gonna ask if you record yourself, or do you have an engineer come in when you start to get to work?
I do everything myself.
Okay. Okay. Word.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
And hey, man, that kind of reminds me of the final track and one. I like what you said. You said your time gonna come, nigga. That's all facts. And that when I was listening to the tape, I was like, I kind of needed that last track just because me and Paul, we both went to school in Chicago and whatnot, and we got regular jobs, but we're trying to do this podcast thing. And
Right.
even when I was in school, I was rapping, and I still try to keep it up now. And sometimes I look around and I'm like, man, I'm 30 now. Should I still be rapping? Is this still feasible? But I'm listening to these words, like you speaking directly to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, like I kind of needed to hear that, bro. So what was you kind of feeling when you wrote that? Like, because it seems like your time's coming right now. It might not be your actual time right now, but I feel like we're catching you at the beginning, right at the cusp.
You said you 30?
Yeah, just
Right.
turned 30,
Look,
yeah.
I just turned 34, man.
Okay, word.
To give you some perspective, I just
Yeah,
turned 34 this month on the
yeah.
16th. So I mean, I don't think it's a time limit or age limit on success, man. Like it definitely isn't. And that track was originally a feature verse. I did a feature verse for this artist named Rod D.
Okay,
He's out in North Carolina as well. Super talented guy, man. And we he did. I don't know what he was gonna do with it, so I hit him up. Asked him. He was like, he pretty much sold me the song. Like, so I just put my verses up there. That hook was his though.
okay,
Like,
okay.
yeah, that hook was his, and I just related to it so much. I wanted it. So I got it from him, and that's how that and one track came about.
Yeah, bro. It speaks to a lot of people, man. I heard that and I was like, all
Absolutely.
right, I'm gonna keep going.
Absolutely.
Cause it'd
Yeah.
be
Spoke to
sometimes
me,
you be
man.
sitting there, like, damn, I don't know, but yeah, bro, that was a good track, man.
Yeah, it spoke to
Yeah.
me, man.
Somebody,
So
somebody very close to me told me, man, consistency is key, right? Consistency is key. You can't,
yeah.
you can't defeat yourself, before you get there. So I felt that too.
Right.
Yeah,
Like they say, man, I try not to compare myself to others either, because it's you'll always be down on yourself if you look at what the next man has, man. Like it's I try to just focus on what I want to do, what I love, and keep moving in a forward direction, man. Off
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now how do you you coming from North Carolina, you got J. Cole, you got the baby. How do you feel that you're putting on for the state right now? Just fitting into that lineage of because North Carolina, I guess, wasn't super on the map before some of these newer names. So
Yeah, yeah.
does that factor into the music? Does that mean anything to you, really just representing the state?
Well, they call us the hoop state, man. We so that's first and foremost, when with rap, it's like we got people who can spit. Like we got J. Cole, you said, Rhapsody,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
baby or whatever, like Luke. We got artists, who can go. So that was never I never thought about that. But being able to I look at the basketball more, man.
Okay.
It's like I can
You
really
got
hoop
Mike, man.
and I
You
can
got
really
Mike,
rap.
man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had Mike, but people, up top they like to claim Mike, man,
Hey,
so
come
Yeah.
it's
on,
like
man. Come on. We
they
cousins. We
do, man, they
cousins on
do.
that level.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But
Hey,
yeah,
man.
like I don't know, man.
Yeah. That brings me to a question because I hit up the Discord and I said, hey man, we bring in J.Arrr on, throw some questions if you got any. And speaking on hooping, they wanted to know what is your dream starting five NBA lineup, either all time or current.
All time, I do all time, man. I would
Okay.
say, uh, sheesh, Magic,
And I'm gonna
Kobe.
apologize. I'm gonna
Huh?
apologize because that's a rough question.
You said
That's
what?
a rough question. I'm gonna apologize for them.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I said, Magic, Kobe, Jordan, Bron, and Shaq.
All right. Okay. All right. I like
That's
that.
Yeah.
solid. That's solid. That's solid.
That's real solid. Now we
Yeah.
gotta flip it because you are also a rapper. So who are your top five rappers?
Ooh.
Top five. Ran. I'm Ran, J, Lupe. Those were like these my favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
Ran, J,
Right.
Lupe. Um, uh, Daylight is one of my favorites. And
That's a fact. That's a fact.
he is, man, he is. Like
Nah, he's crazy. He's
just bars,
crazy.
man. And I gotta say, man, like RJ Payne, man.
All right.
He
Okay.
yeah, he done crept up in there, man.
Okay.
Like I've been listening to him a lot more lately, man. He done crept up in there, man. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right now.
Hey, it's funny.
That's what I'm listening to.
I could hear some Hove in the tape too. I knew you would say Hove, man.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate you for that because they always get at me because I say Hove's in my top five. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
how
man.
don't you give Hove a spot? You know?
That's kind of hard not to give him a spot up there, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, what when you were still playing, man, was it difficult to balance basketball and rap?
Not at all. It was all basketball, pretty much.
Okay.
Rap was
Okay.
on the back burner, man. I was just, you know, in my downtime, I would, you know, write a little bit. I wasn't recording anything though.
Hmm.
You know, I would just write stuff or put stuff in my notes.
And we got to ask because it's going on right now, and of course, you played a little bit of college ball. Are you paying attention to March Madness?
Honestly, I haven't been.
Okay.
I haven't even been watching, man.
All right.
The whole year, like I haven't been watching much of the NBA or college. Honestly,
Hmm.
this season, it's just
Just
been
been
all over the
focusing.
place, man. Yeah.
Is that
So,
because you think the NBA's watered down because of the bubble, or you just got your mind on other things?
I mean, I ain't really. I thought the bubble was cool, man, because you just only thing you can do is hoop. Yeah, you got to hoop. So
Right.
yeah, the bubble was right. I just been focusing on so much other stuff. Like I'm working on an album now.
hey,
Um,
breaking
yeah,
news.
yeah, working on a full length now, full
You
length
know?
album. I had a few people asking me about it, but I had already started working on it. Like 6, 7 tracks in already. So, yeah, like I said, like
Hell
I've
yeah.
been doing EPs like crazy, man. I put out 4 already this year. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do a full length and probably a
What
couple more.
what producers can we expect on this full length?
Me, um, I got a guy named Shamir. Shamir, he's pretty cold. Um, I'm gonna try to get some other beats. I'll probably get some from Craven, man. Um, I don't know who else, man. I got a lot of guys reaching out to me though. I just been going through them.
Hmm.
I really ain't been going by the name, just
The
the
music.
quality of the beat. Yeah, like just the quality of the beat. But Shamir is
Okay.
he cold, super cold. He gonna
Now,
probably have the most production on
okay,
the tape.
okay. Have
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's still quarantine and whatnot. Have you been able to do any type of appearances or shows, or maybe do any internet shows, or how's that looking for you?
Um, I haven't done any shows. Just interviews and
Hmm.
things like like the podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, someone in my city reached out to me for an event. So I'm gonna go support that. But yeah, I haven't done any live shows, anything like that.
Okay. How have you said producers are reaching out to you, and when I was on your Apple Music page, I did see you featured on a few other tracks. Now I'm not sure if you knew them personally, or are people reaching out to you to like work with you and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's actually been happening a lot since Broken Promises. So,
Hmm.
I just started getting more producers now, but the artists I've been doing features for years now. Ever since
What's
that
the
Broken Promises.
what's the feature price looking like? It went
I
up?
don't charge much, man. Yeah, it went up a little bit. I don't really try to hit niggas in the head, man, because I mean, like I said, I just love doing the music, man. It doesn't take much, you know, for me to write a 16 or
Yeah.
24, you know. So I ain't too steep.
Okay.
I don't think so, you know.
Yeah. Can we
Hey,
expect any
going up.
videos?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually probably gonna have the pregame video out first.
Okay.
Doing one for N1 too. So
Need that.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Whenever you have your first live event, you gotta let us know, man. The card, we coming.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
bet.
we gonna be
Bet.
around.
Bet.
Hey man, so you know we got a LP to look forward to. We got Hoop Dreams out right now. You know, at the end of each of our episodes with an artist, we like to play a song. What song would you want to ride this episode out?
Man, pregame is my favorite track on the tape, man.
Okay.
So that would be dope.
Hey man,
Yeah, man.
and I feel like I was almost about to end this without asking. Are you and Ransom working on anything else?
Yeah, we working on a few things.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's gonna be a surprise though.
okay. What's the situation like? Are you independent right now, or you you got a deal? Are you on Ransom Squad, or what's going on?
I'm with Momentum. I'm on his label.
Okay, word. All
Yeah.
right, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, we look forward to everything you got. Hold on, Paul. You got something else? My bad.
Hey, I was just gonna tell them, man. It's just listening to the tape and having them on right now. It's a pleasure to have them on and hear his story. And man, if you haven't checked them out yet, you better look them up right now. You better get in tune right
Yes,
now.
sir.
He's coming with that heat. So
We're gonna have the link down below.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, man, thank you, J.Arrr, for sitting down with us. And, you know, we really appreciate it. Everybody go check out Hoop Dreams, the new EP. Go check out, you know, everything else that he has available on streaming right now. Look out for those videos coming soon. Look out for the new LP coming soon. Producers, send them some more beats. Keep clogging up that inbox. But yeah, man, it's the COD.
It's the COD pregame right at the end of this episode. Tune in.
Yes, sir. Episode 33.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you, man.
I have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed. I hate most people.
That part of me is gone. Working and not succeeding. All my failures has left me. I just don't care.
Well, if it's in me, it's in you.
This shit is crazy, man. I hear you niggas. Look, I see these dudes playing fool, I shake my head in disgust. I'm still raising the bar, these plates ain't heavy enough. I'ma be honest, this game I married for bucks. Can't divorce with the text like Katy Perry and Russ. They made me carry the crutch, I was on the retired side. I'm God body, ain't too many I can idolize. I see you fake niggas I can idolize. Why they only tell the truth once they out of lies? In my idle time, my brain be doing the most work. I'm most certain if I had ops, they were covert. How these ski-low artists, Mr. Growth Spurt. I'm sick enough to shut this whole league down. Go Burt or go Bear, touch mics with no fair. Kinda like Evander, it's a holy feeling and I'm Cantor. In this for a minute, I don't scrimmage with the amateurs. This whack shit diminishing the standards. I'm finishing a chapter, let go all the fears after all the years. All the haters will be brought to tears. Like new inmates, gotta split the cheese for my friend's sake. Let these niggas know I've been great. You been snake and thin lace, means we won't cut from the same cloth. You little niggas rap about having heart but your brains off. I can't talk about swinging the four like I'm playing golf. That thing cost my older brother still getting them chains off. In the end, it's no reservations or reparations. Just elevate, you gotta own it. He told me look in the mirror, that's your only opponent. We say in due time, but we prisoners of the moment. I'm on it. that I was washed, ain't tell them I was Poseidon. Gave niggas options and left while they was deciding. An introvert, but I'm clever and open-minded. Why they feel it to the bone whenever there's arthritis. Prevalent thoughts of Midas, cause everything I touch golden. Fuck closing, you gon' get this work, I'm the luck slogan. Always on the search for higher like I just opened. But I'm still stuck in first, guess my clutch broken. A slut posing, got niggas thinking it's easy here. They wig out from the pressure, I'm never leaving here. Like to hide behind labels, never see the real. Opposite of Cosby, I make sure you see the pill. It ain't a roofie though, they Rufio. Kill 'em all by the hook, this the studio. Now my trunk full of bodies like I'm Coolio. On fantastic voyage, I'm passionate, Rubio.